Hey you all, it's Ashley with Fleet Feet, and today I'm reviewing the Nike Air Zoom Pegasus 37. The Pegasus is a long-standing favorite. It is one of Nike's top-selling shoes, and we gotta say the 37 has some really fantastic updates from the 36. Let's start with three really noticeable updates to this shoe. Number one, a revamped midsole. Number two, a more substantial Air Zoom unit, and note that that unit is different for men's and women's models, and we will get into that a little bit later in the review. And number three, a refreshed upper. Okay, before we go any further, you all, let's get into the specs of this shoe. It weighs in at 8.28 ounces for a women's sample size 8 and 10.05 ounces for a men's size 10. It has a 10mm drop from the heel to the toe. That's the offset of your heel to your toe in the shoe. One thing to note about this model, the stack height is a little bit different than the 36. It is 24mm in the back and 14 in the front. It's a neutral everyday trainer that is ideal for the road or the track, and this model has a lot of bounce. The Pegasus 37 is a really pared down shoe to deliver a lightweight, fast feeling fit, and that's something that we noticed immediately when we put it on. The midsole is made with Nike's React foam. It does have a very performance-oriented last. You'll notice how it gets narrower in the midfoot here. It also has this really tapered off edge, the tapered heel that you've come to see in a lot of Nike's new shoes these days. It also has one solid mesh overlay, and that's really to keep the weight down. The only overlays that you're going to find on this shoe are around the eyelets here to reinforce the lacing system. The tongue is really lightweight, very minimal cushioning. It has a little cutout that fits around your ankle really nicely. It also has some cushioning around the back of the shoe. Again, not a lot. It really has this streamlined feel that blends a plush everyday trainer with a high-end performance shoe. And that's something you will feel when you put this on. The former version of this shoe felt a little narrower in the forefoot. When I tried this one on, I was pleasantly surprised that I had a lot of room for toe splay in the front, and the shoe was really comfortable right out the door. One thing to note about the fit, if you have a narrow heel, which I do, I did incorporate the marathon lacing loop. There's a video of our lacing hacks. You can find that at the end of this video. The heel collar also flares slightly away from the Achilles tendon, and that really helps with reducing the amount of rub you're gonna get on the back of your foot, especially if it feels a little bit looser back there for you. The outsole of the shoe is tapered in this really performance last way. And so if you're used to a wider shoe like a Hoka, for example, the way this shoe is created is going to take some getting used to. And that's really something that you're gonna feel here on the medial side of the shoe. There's also this really long groove that runs vertically from the toes all the way back to the heels and then horizontally across the forefoot of the shoes. And both of those grooves are really in place to help guide the way that you land and to bend naturally with your foot through each step. Again, that's another design element that takes this neutral shoe and allows it to become a tool to help you work on your running form. These shoes have a lot of pop. And every time I run in them, I find myself really focusing on my form, my landing, my toe off, my foot strike. And it's almost like I'm really tuning into how much ground time I have. The last few times I've run in these shoes, I have run faster than I intended to, simply because I was focusing on my form. So part of that pep in my step comes from the Zoom airbag that's in the forefoot of the shoe, and also Nike's React foam throughout the midsole. So something new with the Pegasus this year that a lot of shoe companies are now doing is the men's and women's versions are different. Through early testing of the shoe, Nike found that women really wanted a more flexible shoe than men. So the Zoom Air pockets in the women's models are slightly less inflated than the men's. Also, last year's model had a full-length Air Zoom pad. This year's model only has that Air Zoom pad concentrated in the forefoot. Again, that's from Nike's research and feedback from testers that indicated where runners need that cushion the most is in the forefoot. What's more, despite shortening that air pad, designers also doubled its size. So while it's concentrated in one area, it's now concentrated in the spot that runners said that they needed it most, and there's even more of it. So the 36 also did not have the Nike React foam, and the 37 does. The combination of the React foam and the concentrated Air Zoom pad in the front, we really think make this shoe feel bouncier and more responsive. There's also more cushioning in the 37, 2mm across the board to be exact. So the heel to toe differential is still the same, it's that 10mm, but the overall overall stack height of the shoe has increased. The midsole is coated in this durable rubber outsole. It's the same design that's carried on from previous models. However, when I have tried this shoe in the rain on wet surfaces, I did notice a little bit of slipping. All things considered, we think that the Pegasus 37 is a really fantastic update to the 36. A lot of the features that Nike added to this shoe really did enhance the fit, feel, and ride of the Pegasus. In conclusion, the Nike Pegasus 37 is a hybrid between performance racer and performance trainer. If nothing else, when you head out of the door in this shoe, you are going to feel faster and more confident. Thanks for watching, you all. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the notifications bell so we can let you know when we post new videos. Thanks for watching, you all. If you enjoyed